Right? Okay. Wow. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Believe in Rams, presented by FanDuel. Erin Coscarelli back with you alongside my Super Bowl winning tackle, Rob Havenstein in the flesh. He literally just wrapped CBS's LA broadcast. You had Brenda Song in the booth with you, which was like a really big deal because she knows her ball too, huh?
She knows her ball. She's ecstatic about the Rams, and she was honest. She was great to have on. She's very conversational. She very clearly loves Chris Shula, so she's mentioned that multiple times. So, but it was great to have her on.
I just love the different personalities brought together in the booth to talk. I mean, getting your perspective. Fans are coming over, talking to Rob, saying we wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for you. I mean, honestly, this is your first time being back in LA. You're in a booth now. Yep. What was that like for you?
It was different, and it brought on all the emotions. I mentioned on the broadcast, I've never actually seen a game from over there. So I didn't know where to look for the scoreboard. So I was trying to find out how many timeouts we had left, and I had no idea where to look. I was like, it's just a complete opposite side of the stadium. And so I was like, all right, this is new. Yeah. But this is the new reality, and honestly, I'm 100% okay with it now.
Yeah. Well, it's cool, too, because I think the Rams really nailed it, which they typically do. But I think giving fans your perspective and literally being able to tell those examples, those stories, like even what you said last week when you're going to Kansas City and you made a left instead of going straight, or you went straight instead. I was like, oh, wow, that is a moment that you're helping us fans really try to understand. Yeah. After playing for 11 seasons, Rob Havenstein hanging it up. And that's huge. That's a big story to talk about.
Yeah. No, it's obviously a big story in my life. But I've been asked so many times, and mental health checks by you, Erin. I appreciate that. Am I okay? Yes, because the game will end at some point. Whether it's 11 years in or going on year 18 for Matthew, at some point we're all going to have those same feelings. And so my body was telling me I was done, and I was going to listen to it. Yeah. I don't even think physically I could do another one. Maybe now I can play a little tight end, I think.
Yeah. Well, Big Wig said he, considered certain packages. With everything going on, maybe we could get him to come back. Andrew Whitworth was on the show not that long ago. Believe in Rams, presented by FanDuel. I'm here with Rob Havenstein. Guys, if it's a little loud, we are literally right outside the SOFI Stadium Social Club. It was right here. The game was played right here. Let's talk about the game. The Rams pitched a shutout. Yeah. We got to see both QBs each half. And I think that coming into the game, that was one of the biggest conversation points was, do we now have a better idea of who QB2 is? Before you answer that, what did you make of both guys in the first half? You saw Stetson Bennett. Second half, the music. Second half, Ty Simpson, the rookie. We are here at SoFi live answering your questions. Send in questions if you have any for Rob. But what was your take on both QBs?
Yeah, I thought they both played well together. I mean, not together, but I thought they both played well. They ran the offense efficiently. They were making plays. There's some stuff they want back, but this was a hard game to really nail down if you're any closer to who QB number 2 is, just from my personal opinion. It wasn't a great showing by the Saints. Obviously, the Rams capitalized. The defense did what they did out there. 2 red zone turnovers, 1 for a pick 6. Awesome ball, and you love to see that. But in terms of really nailing down QB2, I think the competition gets moved onward. And as fans, that's what you want to see anyways. You'd almost feel bad if one just ran away with it. That means the other guy had a bad day. But that's not the case. They both had pretty good days.
Yeah, and that was what Coach Ragone, we had Coach Ragone on this past week. Go listen to that episode. I thought it was Coach Ragone is the Rams QB coach and now the associate offensive coordinator. But he sort of took us through what he's looking for, because I think you had asked, asked, what do you want to see out of Ty Simpson?
Right.
And he said he wanted to see how quick he could feel settled,
Yep.
right? And watched his eyes and his feet, and that's really. So did you feel like he was taking the next step forward in
Yep.
this game?
Yeah, no, I thought Ty did a great job. You know, they didn't quite open it up like the Chiefs, where it's a bunch of rollouts and this and that. But the first pass that he had, a little quick hitter on the outside, and so it's like something to get his timing in, to get his rhythm in of like game speed and stuff like that. But I thought he did a great job with his feet. He was reading, he was going through his progression. He even hit Jarquez on that little backwards pass outlet that Jarquez ran a couple guys over and got the first
Jarquez
down. Looked good.
Looked really good. Quiet day from Dean Connors, who had himself 2 touchdowns last week. Stetson Bennett all of a sudden became a runner. He ran in for 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he did.
And and he was speaking to the press afterwards. And I feel like he's starting to feel much more comfortable in his own skin, understanding the system. Now he's getting a lot more reps. What'd you see out of Stetson?
Number one, I love what he said about in his post game, where he's like, about the playtime in Kansas City, because if this is a true competition, which it is.
Coach said that it was.
Coach said that it was. He wants the opportunity to go play. So he said he was excited to go play a full half, rather than be like, man, I got to go play for like a whole half. Why can't I just do a quarter, man? Like, if it's a competition, he wants to be out there and playing, and that. That comes with a mustache. You can't have a mustache like that and not be afraid of competition. And that is one thing Stetson has never backed down from. And when he settled into the game, he made a great pass to Scott over there, where he kind of flipped it in there and layered it in. But there's a couple he wanted back. A couple of them were sailing high. But when he started kind of feeling his game and reading it and be like, all right, 1, 2's not there, 3's not there. I can run. Why not do it? You love to see that. I mean, Sean's never really had a running quarterback.
Not really, huh?
Yeah, and to see him capitalize on 2 touchdowns, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. It's fun. He's a fun guy to root for. Listen, you have a mustache like that, you got to bring it, and he brought it today. Rams winning their second preseason game, this one against the Saints, 34-0, and they had a pretty dominant game. And I know it's just the preseason, week 1 against Kansas City, but when you take a look at FanDuel, the Rams are favored 3.5 over the Niners, and they're the favorite for Super Bowl. We don't want to get too far ahead of us, because if you take a look at our FanDuel graphic right there, the Rams at the top, followed by the Bills, and then surprisingly the Seahawks. Number 3. I guess they're like, hey, look, Josh Allen's got to do it one of these days. It's like, how many times do you need to win that division? Although the Patriots won last season. But when you're looking at the Rams, big picture, and now we have preseason game 3 on deck. What do you feel like you still want to see?
Yeah, just more progress, Erin. I mean, it's.
Sorry, Rob is really tall, and I need a step ladder. Literally need a step ladder. Okay.
Guys continuing to run the offense. People who are kind of on the bubble making impact plays when the plays come their way. I mean, it's one thing to go out and try to chase plays, and that's when you end up looking bad because you're not in the right position. But when the play comes your way, you make it, and you try to make it in the most dramatic fashion you can, just to have your name kind of out there on the media market or something like that. Just get a little more exposure. But when it comes to the quarterbacks, I could see this thing going into, depending on how preseason number 3 goes, but this could be a competition, honestly, for a while. Yeah. And hopefully we never know the answer because Matthew Stafford stays healthy.
Yeah. That's, of course, that is the goal. But at the same time, preseason, that is what preseason is about. It's competition battles. And it felt like, Jarquez finally kind of made some headway. I didn't get to listen to the broadcast booth. I loved what you guys did last week. You, Jordan, JB, and now Brenda. Really, Brenda is killing it. But what were some of the things that you guys were talking about or focusing on, and was at all the running back room? Because we've talked about it's a full room now. There's a lot of competition there.
Absolutely, it is. And like those top 3 guys are the top 3 guys. You got Kyron and Blake at 1A and 1B, really. And then Rivers, a guy who's just been ranked, and so those three guys don't have an opportunity to play in the preseason. So a betting man would say that they're 1, 2, and 3 in the top of the room. So it's like, is there going to be a 4? And if there is, well, of course there is. You still need a practice squad guy, but is he going to contribute on special teams? And I think that's going to be one of the biggest things out there is like, who's a better special teams player? Dark West showed us that, obviously he's got some juice today. He's a big, strong, physical back. He's running downhill, had a couple great jump cuts today, but is Dean a better special teams player?
That's what you're saying, right? So that's what adds more to an already sort of full room of running backs is if you can sort of fulfill other positions.
Yep.
And special teams was an issue for the Rams last year. So the more you can do. Right?
Absolutely. 100% is the more you can do. I mean, we talked about it a little bit today we got to talk to Trent McDuffie, and he was talking about the versatility of, all the guys on the defense. He's playing inside and outside, and Quentin Lake is playing safety and nickel and star and kind of jumping all over. And so that's just a theme of the Rams. The more you can do. If you looked at the offensive line, I'll have to go back and count up how many different matchups they had, but they had Lasky starting at left tackle, and then all of a sudden he's in at right, and he probably played a little guard, but he can't always play center. And so you got guys going all over the place, just trying to gain more armor, more experience in different positions. And like you said, the more you can do. Yeah,
the more you can do, the more you know, the more you can do. Erin Coscarelli here with my Super Bowl winning tackle. Rob Havenstein in the flesh. It is so exciting. The Rams just wrapped up preseason game 2, 34-0 over the Saints here at SoFi. I mean, what has this been like for you? I'm sure you've been getting asked that several times, but I get to know because we've been doing this for a little bit now.
That's right.
And it's just been so fun to watch you come back. The fans love you. They come over, they say hi. I mean, what now you're in the broadcast, you're kind of telling the stories of these guys that you played with. What's this been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. It's telling the stories, and I got 11 years of stories. Some I can say on broadcast, some I can't say on broadcast. But it is fun to come back. I mean, I spent my whole time here with the Rams. It's not many players in the league that can really say that. Not just with the Rams, but just with one team. And so I've been running around, and I just flew into LA last night, and I've had so many people come up to me and just hey, we miss you, we love you, whatever. And you really do feel the love from a team like this and the fandom, and it's just such an awesome organization that if I'm back in any capacity, I'm going to be happy. I know it's not football anymore. I love the game. I love my time playing, but like I said, body said no, so I had to listen to that one.
I mean, do people recognize you because you've trimmed down now? Are you getting asked that? Are you going to give us any of your pointers, tips, what the workout's been looking like? Because you look good, Rob. You look good.
Thank you.
Say.
For me, it was more just put the fork down a little bit, and then just continuing to work out. It's nothing crazy, obviously my body's been through a lot, so it's not like I'm out here Olympic lifting by any means. So just kind of taking it easy, walking, intermittent fasting, all that stuff. Nothing really too crazy, but honestly, the most where people kind of have that double take has been people I played with or coaches, where it's kind of like, hey, like I just saw AJ Curry, he was just coming back off injury, and we call him Tony. So I said, he's driving by in the golf cart, and I said, hey, Tony, good game today. He looks up, appreciate it. And he walked back down, he looked up again, he was like, Big Rob!
Oh my God!
I was walking the other way, so said hi. But, it's kind of those little double takes of like, oh, geez, you don't look like the last time I saw you. I was like, well, there's about 50 pounds of me that's not there anymore.
Wow. But that's so nice to hear. They treat you like family. You are family to this organization, playing 11 years for one team, no less. And you've seen some turnover, but most of your years have been with Sean McVay. And look, they're all in on this season. It feels like that at the very least. And certainly exciting opportunity. Matthew Staff, everybody's essentially back except for you.
Of course.
But I think a big question too was we saw a cool pick six.
Oh yeah.
Alex Cook
awesome.
running. It was 100 yards to the house. No, he took it all the way. He got in his steps.
Absolutely. No, it was an awesome play, and lucky enough to have a great conversation and relationship with Sean. And so what he's looking for on defense is guys kind of eating up space. And the way Alex read that and kind of worked his feet over there because the quarterback stared it down, he just found himself in the right position, made the play when it came to him, and took off. And I thought one of the most important things about that play, I was trying to see who it was. I'll have to go back and look, but to go block the quarterback when he made his cutback, to not just say, hey, it's a quarterback, I'm going to just blow him the heck up, and whether it's in the back or whatnot, like to be smart there and let your playmaker go to actually keep that pick six. And that was a big thing for me, because you see so many defensive guys, they're like, oh, I can hit the quarterback and there's really no restriction. I'm going to unload on this guy. And there was, like any Rams team, smartly doing it and let his guy go all the way.
Wow. I mean, class act. Okay, we've got some comments here. Please send your questions, your thoughts. Big Rob here in the flesh, here at SoFi Stadium, just wrapped up preseason game 2 against the Saints. A nice win, a nice W for the team. This one, Kamal Kobe, bring Brenda back. We need her every week. Yeah, I mean, I think we got a couple comments about Brenda. So Brenda was in the booth, and she was in was it the second half? She was.
Yeah.
And did she actually do play-by-play? I couldn't hear the CBS broadcast, but how did she get involved?
Yeah, it wasn't so much play-by-play. It was more just her thoughts and opinions, and she's such a wonderful personality. It was just hearing her talk is awesome. But we were doing an interview with Coach Jimmy Lake, and first thing he said was, because they went down and got the two turnovers, he was like, hey, Brenda, we need you in the booth during every single game. If we're going to go get red zone turnovers, then we need you here. But she was a joy to have. She really was.
Yeah, she probably could do play-by-play. She is so smart. She knows so much about the Rams, just sports in general, actually. This one from Edwin Rampage 39. Big Rob, great job. What has been your favorite part and biggest difference on being on this side of the game? Go Rams.
Go Rams?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I mean, the biggest difference is I'm not seeing the game as singularly focused as I have. Every time I've watched film or game, I'm staring at the right tackle, because that's what I watch. Especially if it's a right tackle I like. Like, I get to watch Lane Johnson play. Like, I don't even know where the ball is half the time. I just know what Lane did. And so that's how I watch football for, 11, 16 plus years. And so to actually kind of see everything and not my eyes immediately snap back to the right tackle is different. I'm learning. I'm trying my best. I obviously have zero background in training on broadcasting, but I do know a little bit of football to be dangerous. So it's been a great experience so far.
I mean, I think I speak for the collective. You've been doing such a great job.
Thank you.
And in fact, I think one of the things I thought was the coolest was after a couple of shows, you said, "What can I do better?" And I was like, "Rob, you're doing great." So the fact that you even thought to ask, like, how do I get better? I feel like that's how you were as a player.
Yep.
And to add on to what your point was when being asked that question about what's different, now that you do have a wider lens of the game, what are you finding yourself now noticing more than before?
The little overall details that Sean really harps on for other positions, because that's the stuff I love pointing out. It might be a great run by Jarquez, but you talk about C.J. Daniels digging into the box and getting the safety out, and like the stuff that they used to show it to us in team meetings after the game of like maybe you didn't see it during the game because you're only focused on your job, but trying to see that and bring attention to that, because those little details in the NFL really make or break a culture and a game. I mean, it's unbelievable to see like how much effort can really win you games.
Yeah, and it's so true, because it feels like I had asked Coach sometime last week, I said, what is the number one quality that you look for in a coach? And he said, it used to be just that he needed to be smarter.
Right.
But now it's like, yes, he needs to be smart, but he needs to have high character, because when you go through adversity, it feels like things can unravel a little easier.
Oh, yeah.
So you better have someone that has high character development, who can go through the trenches when you're dealing with adversity, and that just feels like a winning combination here for the Rams.
Without a doubt. I mean, Erin, we've talked about this before, that like everyone, no matter what, whether you're in the booth or on the field or reporting or in your office, whatever, you're going to face adversity. And so because high character has nothing to do with football. That's a personality trait. So that it's just the type of people, and then the football player on top of that. So it's just adversity is going to hit, and then it's how do you respond and move forward from there. And it's such an important part to the Rams culture.
I think it's the best quality you can have is the ability to just sort of bounce back, just not let as much these days phase you, because it's like the quicker you bounce back and you don't let it sort of derail you.
Right.
I mean, because I played football. But no, I think in life, again, that's why I love 100%. Football, because it's all synergistic in that, whether you're a lawyer or realtor or a football player or a broadcaster, I have a bad show, I got to move on real quick. I got to move on real quick. Okay, more comments. This is so cool too, by the way. We're here at SOFI. Rob is here. He just finished his CBS broadcast. Thank you for making time.
Of course.
We are here, Believe in Rams, presented by FanDuel. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this game is Rambassador approved. Yes, it certainly is. Very disappointed. Oh, this is an interesting one. Very disappointed Connors didn't play more, not for the reasons you'd think. He's already made the team on week 1 of play. I guess disappointed, wanted to see more out of Connors. Why do you think that he may have not had as much action? I mean, he really didn't see a lot of action.
He didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. And you know what? Nobody really knows what's going on in that room and in that building besides maybe Sean and, the coaches and stuff like that. But there could have been other circumstances. It could have been like, listen, you had a great preseason game 1. Mm-hmm. We're going to give Jarquez the majority of it, just, to let him get into a game, because a running back is kind of the same thing as a quarterback. You got to kind of feel your way into it and, have some plays under your belt before maybe you start feeling really comfortable. So if you only get 9 carries, it's like, maybe it goes well, maybe it doesn't, especially with Jarquez early in Kansas City was, you looked out there for snap 1, Chris Jones was lined up as a 3-tech. And so it's like, all right, you got to go run duo versus Chris Jones versus, our 3s and 4s offensive linemen. And I thought the guys played valiantly, but obviously, Chris Jones is who he is. He's Chris Jones. And so, things like that, kind of come up. But we'll see kind of what the reason was for Jarquez getting the load, and maybe they just wanted a better look. And honestly, I thought he answered the bell. He looked good. Yeah. He had some good jump cuts, contact balance. You saw the fight there to get the first down. I believe that was on 4th down.
He ran through a couple people.
But then he got popped.
Yeah.
And popped back up. Yeah. And Jarquez is not one to kind of flex and whatnots, but he got up and gave the Saints sideline a little bit of I'm here. And, man, you love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a good problem to have when you see a Jarquez have himself a day, and Dean Connors maybe not so much because he had himself a day the week before. We need to wrap up here really quickly, though. There's a good question here from Brian Smith. Do we have a clear favorite at QB2? And the reason why I think we should end on this is because preseason game 3 against the Chargers, not home, but here at SoFi, help us understand what that quarterback split rep could look like for preseason 3, and what could that mean?
It's tough to say. Me personally, I think they keep the same 50-50. The best thing about today is that the QB competition continues. And so if it continues, like I said earlier, that means both guys had good days, which is what you want if you're the Rams, to make it hard, make the decision hard, because guys are playing well. And so I don't think we have a clear winner, and we don't need to right now. That answer can come later. That answer can come into the season. Obviously, they're going to be keeping 3 guys. And so let it continue. Yeah. Let the level of play just keep raising and raising, because obviously they're chasing MVP number 9, Matthew Stafford. So if they can keep raising their level of play, that diminishes the gap between quarterback 1 and quarterback 2. And there is a gap. I mean, we've talked about that before, but as much experience and play time as they can get, the better.
Yeah. 34-0, a big win. Even though it's preseason, I say preseason still matters for these various storylines. People want to know who's QB2, and then we've got September 10th, Melbourne, Australia, the Niners. Rams favored by 3.5 on FanDuel Sportsbook, but that's a wrap for us. Believe in Rams at SoFi Stadium. Rob, you're doing such a great job. I know you're hearing that all the time, but we love you so much. We're so grateful you made time for us after this game, and you're going to do CBS again.
Next week?
Chargers
on Thursday.
Rams Thursday, SoFi Stadium. Be there, be square. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Next time, see ya.